I want to talk about some things. First, let's talk about the fight this past weekend. Ryan Garcia, Luke Campbell. It was a big time step up, I guess, for Ryan Garcia. He needed to prove himself. And
why did he need to prove himself?
Because everybody thought he was just a social media pretty boy. He never really fought anybody with a name, a proven fighter. And Luke Campbell, even though he had 3 losses, I believe, he fought 2 world champions, went the distance with both of them. And Ryan Garcia ended up knocking him out. So that was a big, bragging right there, if anything. And but now Ryan Garcia is calling out Tank Davis, who is one of Floyd Mayweather's prodigies, I guess. A lot of people are saying that Ryan's going to get killed. He's not ready for Tank. I kind of disagree until I see it, man. Prove me that I'm wrong. But I hope, I don't like to pick who I want to win because, I've been in the ring. I know what it's like. As long as you give it your all, I think Ryan Garcia basically has a legitimate shot at beating Tank. I think it's. I think he's going to win. I think Ryan Garcia has more than people think right now. He went out there and proved it this last fight, and I think he's going to prove more and more each fight. Now, Tank just knocked out Leo Santa Cruz. But just before he knocked out Santa Cruz, he got hit with a straight, clean right hand that snapped his head back. And then Tank came forward and hit him with the left uppercut and knocked him out. It was done. People are forgetting something. That straight right hand that Leo hit him with, if that was Ryan Garcia that threw that right hand, it could have been a whole different story. Because that was a clean shot right up the middle. Leo was a much smaller guy. He's not that big. He's not a big puncher. Ryan's much a bigger puncher than Leo Santa Cruz. So that's what I wanted to say about those 2 fights right now. There's a lot more to talk about, but let's move on. I want to just tell you a little bit about Ryan Garcia. When I had the pleasure of sitting down in my office with Ryan, okay, he came up to my gym, and I got to know him a little bit. I wasn't a fan of his. I knew about him. I knew, he still had to prove himself. When I met him, I had a whole different opinion about him. I became a fan. He's a very humble, nice kid, very, very God-driven. He's a big Christian believer. And, he reads the scriptures like every day. And, I just have a whole different opinion on him right now than I did before I met him. So that's that. Let's move on to, we'll come back to that one day. Oh yeah, another thing. Ryan Davis, Gervonta Davis. He comes out with, he'd rather handle shit with violence than instead of speaking. That's the big quote they're putting all over the internet. I don't know what that means, man. I'd rather handle shit with violence. That's basically going in the ring. I'd rather do my talking with my hands. That's basically what he's saying. That's all it is. I don't think it's something to take that serious. But that's that. And Ryan Garcia was bullied as a kid. Growing up, bullies used to pick on him all the time, and he looks at Tank as a bully. And he wants to settle it. And me and Ryan did talk about the fight months back, that's who he wants. He was telling me, I want that fight. And he was telling me why he wanted it, and he was telling me the strategy that he's going to use. I won't say anything about that, but what that showed me was Ryan is a real student of boxing, the sweet science. He studies, he sees things, and he takes advantage of them. So that's great. That's why he's doing really great right now. All right, let's talk about something else. How about Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder? Everything that Deontay's coming out with, all, he had a metal egg weight in his hand. He, his trainer put some kind of drug in his water. His suit was too heavy. Again, I had the personal experience to get to know Deontay Wilder. We hung out a few times. Nice guy. What I think Tyson Fury should fight him next before he fights Joshua. Even though Joshua might be a bigger fight, but I think Deontay deserves one more shot. Give him one more shot. I think he lost both fights. If there was any truth to Tyson Fury with those the gloves, his hands not in the gloves, the smacking with his, the hard part of his hand here. I looked at the videotapes on that. I think there might be some truth to that. I think there might be some truth to it. I mean, I think what people should do is look at Tyson Fury's last 3 fights and study them to see if he's doing the same thing. He had his hand hanging out, talking about Fury. I remember when he knocked out Cunningham, and he kind of put his hand on his face against the ropes and just hit him. That kind of was illegal, but it went so fast they let it happen. So, but if there was anything dirty with Fury, that's not cool. But, that's the world, right? And a lot of things ain't cool in this world, and people are getting away with it. But, let's see, man. Let's see. I think Wilder should get the opportunity to prove it one more time. What the hell? A lot of people think it's a waste to fight. Hey, we'll find out. Don't bet your house on it, because if Deontay catches him, and then there's maybe karma if Fury did cheat a little bit, it's coming back somehow. And do they have rules in boxing about your hand have to be all the way in the glove to the front? Can it be a little looser? Could you slide your hand back? I don't know. What's the rules on that? So I think the next fight should be Fury against Wilder. Get it over with. Maybe Wilder and Fury, rather, maybe Fury doesn't want to take a chance. He wants to go for the big money with Joshua. So we're going to find out. I mean, look, man, there's so much to talk about, but we got to just move on and just talk about, things that I feel like talking about that I think are important, man. Let me see, man. Let me see if there's anything else here with these guys. Let's talk about Jake Paul. Okay, Jake Paul. I got to know Jake Paul very well. For, I think, the last 3 years, I've been setting up all his sparring out here in Los Angeles. When he first started, he had a boxing ring inside his house. I brought some guys over that are not that much experience, so Jake could kind of learn, and that was when he first started. It was before his first exhibition overseas, and 3 years he's been training like a prospect. It's really like unbelievable to see his progression over these years. I was there when he first started. I was there the week before he fought Nate Robinson. My prediction was, if Nate gets out of the first round, I'll be shocked. I think the referee should have stopped it in the first round, and then maybe Nate wouldn't have got knocked out cold in the second. But Jake Paul right now, he's calling out people, Ben Askren, whatever his name is, and Dylan Davis, whatever his name is, these two MMA guys. I think that Ben fight will be easy. I think the Dylan fight, not as easy, but man, people they're underestimating Jake. Jake can punch. Jake is 200 pounds also. These guys are small. These guys are small, man. You know, it's Conor McGregor. I don't know if the fight's going to happen. You know, he offered him $50 million. Conor probably can get more when they do fight one day if Jake continues knocking out these MMA guys. So I see that fight happening one day down the road if it's, you know, if neither one of them lose in the meantime. And I honestly think if Jake hits Conor McGregor, it's over, man. It's lights out. It's lights out. This ain't MMA, man. They're not. He can't grab him. He can't kick him low. He can't throw him on the ground. You know, this is boxing, and I know Conor McGregor's got decent boxing skills, but he hasn't been in the ring with a 200-pound guy who's putting in the exact same time he's putting in for 3 years. So I think Jake has a great chance against Conor, as crazy as it sounds. As crazy as it sounds. And then, you know, who knows after that? After Conor, Canelo, but that's kind of crazy right now. And what about Logan now? Logan is fighting, his brother Logan Paul, he's fighting Floyd Mayweather. Well, I've seen Logan from the beginning. I brought him sparring partners. I watched the way he grew. He's not as dedicated as his brother. Maybe he is now. He better be with this fight. But Jake definitely has put in more gym time in there and more rounds, way more rounds of sparring with better fighters. But let me tell you about Logan. Logan is a big boy, 200 pounds, and he has skill. Logan has got skill. He can punch. He just don't have the experience. But yet if he hits Floyd, that's a big if, but if he hits Floyd, fight's over. Floyd will end up like Nate Robinson, and that's crazy. You could call me crazy because I'll accept that by saying that. But if he hits him, like I said, if he hits him with that right hand, straight on with all his power, that's it. It's lights out, man. It's lights out. Okay, so let's end. I want to end tonight with this. This is my first little sit down, you know, that I want to talk about. Just what's on my mind, man. You know, I own the Phil Paolina Boxing Club. That's my name, by the way, Phil Paolina. And I got so many stories I can tell you, from the first day Bob Dylan walked in the gym, the first day Vince Vaughn walked in the gym, the first day Jennifer Lopez walked in the gym, the first day Eminem walked in the gym. It goes on, and we'll talk about those stories, man. But yeah, I've seen a lot in this world, man, and especially in the boxing world and the entertainment world. And so, you know, anything you guys want to talk about, send a little note, a little message out to us, and we'll talk about it, okay? And every once in a while, I'll have a guest. You know, we'll talk more. So, guys, God bless everyone, and I'll see you next time. Okay, peace. Okay, that was